Start in a comfortable seat, tall through the crown of your head. Start by focusing on your breath and then taking 10 neck rolls, 5 towards the left and 5 towards the right. Taking your time, not to rush. And invite a release. Tuck the chin in, send it to the sky, come back to neutral and then take shoulder rolls. You can move your whole body here, backwards and forwards, taking big, slow, dramatic rolls. Into a side body stretch now. Focus on stretching from your hip to the tip of your fingers. 3 times on each side, taking it slow, swooping the arms if you like. And the slower you move, the greater stretch you'll feel. From here, coming into tabletop for your cow-cats, stacking your shoulders over your wrists, your hips over your knees, dramatically drop the belly. Peel the shoulders away and then press into the floor, rounding your back. Drop your belly as much as you can and push your upper back into the sky. You can grip through your fingers, press through your toes, and then from here finding a bit more freedom on your mat, moving your shoulders, your belly, your hips. Maybe even dropping your hips to the front of your mat and sending them back in a big circle around the worlds. Send your hips back. Moving into thread the needle, pick the right arm up. Thread it through, resting your shoulder and the side of your head down on the earth. Pressing your right hand towards the left, pressing through the toes. And if it's in your practice, making a claw with your left hand, reaching towards the top of the mat. Reaching it up into the sky, taking a bind if in your practice, turning your thumb away and resting your hand into your waist or your hip crease. Release that hand back after one more breath. Pick yourself up. Right arm reaches, let the head go here. Return your hand down under your shoulder. Take a breath and then pick the left arm up behind you as far as you can. Threading and pushing the left arm. Right hand reaches to the top of your mat. Again, hips are stacked. Press down through your toes. Breathing nice and slow here to invite more opening. And then if in your practice, sending the right arm into the sky and turning your thumb away into a bind. Return your hand, pick your left arm up, relax your head and then reaching it under your shoulders. Walking over to your right or to the long edge of your mat, moving into frog pose. Stacking the heels behind the knees. Taking your thighs nice and wide and then rocking the body backwards and forwards. Inviting a stretch, a deep, deep stretch in the inner thighs. taking the utmost care to move slowly and with ease. Take 2 more breaths. Slowly come up onto your hands. You can lift your knees by tucking your toes. Bringing them in, turning to the front of your mat now, getting ready for a wrist stretch. So you can turn your fingers to meet your toes. You can turn them to the side and bring your shoulders over your wrists. Press down through your knuckles and bend your elbows, taking care not to lock up here. Going backwards and forwards about 3 times. Tuck the toes, slowly come up onto your heels and roll your wrists, countering this intense stretch. And send the hands down onto the mat. Roll your shoulders away and send your hips up into the sky. Downward facing dog. Fingertips are nice and wide. Press down through your knuckles. Paddle out through your feet. And if you're feeling super sore here, you might take an inhale and exhale. Press down through each heel one at a time. Right leg comes up for 3-legged dog. Stack the hips. And then step into lizard. Revolved lunge, lifting and pressing through the back heel. Bring your hand down, drop the back knee, and then moving into Anjaneyasana, bring the foot in between your hands. Maybe draw your foot a little bit closer to you, and then sink your hips towards the earth. If in your practice, lift the heel for more space, squeeze your legs to protect your lower back. You might interlace your fingers and pull your chest open here for a heart opener as well. Relax your gaze. Remember to exhale. Return your hands to the ground. Slowly slide your foot down and step back into a plank pose. Downward facing dog. Left leg reaches up for 3-legged dog. Stack your hips. Pressing evenly through both arms. Lizard pose. Step the left foot to the outside of your hand. Drop your back knee. Peeling open for revolved lunge, and then the option to tuck and lift. Pressing through the back of your right heel for more space. Circling that hand down, reaching it behind you. Maybe even taking a bind here. Dropping the back knee, returning the hand, and moving the foot in between the hands and maybe a little bit closer to the body for Anjaneyasana. Optional, lifting the heel, sinking the hips towards the earth, squeezing the legs to protect the lower back. Interlace your fingers behind your back and pull your chest open. Again, relaxing your gaze. And sitting through every inhale and exhale. Return your hands to your mat, tucking the back toes. Hands come in between your feet and step your right foot to the outside of your hands. Sink your hips now for squat malasana. Take your feet as wide as you like. Press your elbows into your thighs. Shake your hips from side to side, lifting out through the crown of your head. Another stretch for the inner and outer thighs, pressing down through all 4 corners of your feet. Drop the hands, toe heel the feet in. Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Exhale, melt forwards, Uttanasana. Bend your knees, peel your toes off the mat, and let your body decompress as you hang towards the floor. Gazing at your knees or your belly. Interlace your fingers behind your head to encourage more of a release. You might sway from side to side or hold your elbows to release the upper back. And then from here, drop your hands to the earth and slide them under your feet all the way up to your wrists and gently rock back and forth for gorilla hands. Release your hands down to the ground. Stepping back into plank, drop the knees and slowly lower the body all the way down and take your arms nice and wide. Prone pose. Bring your left elbow in beside your face, looking to the left. Bend the left leg. Place your foot behind your extended leg. You might lift your heel and open and close your knee to control the shoulder opening. Resting here for about half a minute. Fingers are still extended nice and wide through the right arm. Come onto your belly, reach the left hand behind you. Right elbow comes down as you face the right. And bend your right knee and place your foot behind your left leg. Breathing nice and slow as you twist. In your prone pose, if it's in your practice, you can take the option to bind behind you. And after half a minute, come back onto your belly, tuck the elbows in, stack the hips over the knees, and then walk your hands towards the top of your mat and surrender your heart into Anahatasana, puppy pose. Reach your fingers out nice and wide. If you need a little bit more space, you can take them to each edge of the mat. And you have the option to stretch out the biceps by interlacing your fingers and resting them behind your head. Again, pressing through the toes, through the tops of your feet. Releasing the lower back. Again, staying here for almost half a minute. Lifting the chest, drawing the hands back under the shoulders, coming onto your bottom, sending your legs to the front of your mat. And coming to lie down on your back, soles of your feet are down. Hook one foot around your knee for pigeon. Wrap your arms around your opposite leg, flex your feet and hug your limbs in towards your body. Resting here for half a minute. Keep your whole spine down on the mat. And after half a minute has passed, alternating your feet. Taking all opportunities to surrender to our breath and be present in every inhale and exhale. When you're ready, extend the left leg down. Keep the right knee into your shoulder, hugging it and taking it in a couple of circles before dropping it over to your left, opening your right arm, extending your arms nice and wide or making a U shape for supine twist. If you need a little bit more space, you can bring your left leg towards the edge of your mat. Two more breaths, and then when you're ready, releasing both your arms and legs down onto your mat to neutralize the spine and the hips. And then hugging the left knee into the shoulder, bringing the right leg to the edge of your mat. Taking the knee in circles, and then sending the left knee over to the right, turning your gaze over to the left. Surrendering here. After two more breaths, you can bring your legs, both legs into your chest. And then have the soles of your feet together, interlace your fingers for Baddha Konasana. One last inner thigh stretch. And then hold your big toes, bend the knees, take your hips nice and wide and gently rock from side to side for happy baby. Optional to hug the knees into the chest and rock the spine up and down instead. And then when you're ready, relax your arms and legs down onto the mat, the shoulders and the jaw as well for your Shavasana. Resting here for as long as you like and enjoying a couple of moments to sit in the bliss of your breath. And getting ready for your next MMA session.